You, like myself, probably don't remember 99% of the ads that you see. They're designed to tell you something about a product or service and then just kind of go away. However, there are a select few that you never forget. They have a certain something, an X factor, magic, if you will, that collectively burns them onto the back of our minds. I previously did a deep dive into one such ad, the nostalgic surrealist masterpiece,
Head On, applied directly to the forehead. Head On, applied directly to the forehead.
That's on the channel if you want to go check that out. This episode's unforgettable work of commercial genius is none other than...
We love these subs! 'Cause they are toasty subs! The Quiznos subs! What in God's name is that thing?
These are the Quiznos Spongmonkeys. No, not sponge monkey, as some people think. It's not two words, sponge monkey. There's no E in there. It's Spongmonkey. What is a Spongmonkey? I don't know. It's a chinchilla or a hamster or a monkey. But if anyone knows, it's this guy right here, Joel Veitch. He created the Spongmonkeys. More on him later, though. When I was younger, I remember seeing the Spongmonkeys on TV a lot around 2003, 2004, 2005. They're part of a national ad campaign that Quiznos was running. These little singing rodent hamster things were their official mascots for a while. It's one of the most bizarre advertisements that I can remember. The Spongmonkeys happily sing about how enthusiastic they are about eating Quiznos and have this quirky charm that makes them generally appealing and likable as long as you get past the initial shock of seeing them on your TV. You've got Spongmonkey number 1, who wears a bowler derby hat and is the lead singer, and then you've got Spongmonkey number 2, who's in the background. He wears a pirate hat. He doesn't sing, but instead he plays a guitar. He plays guitar in every shot except one where they're in front of the Sistine Chapel, and instead he plays a harp. Their hats also change to Viking hats in one of the shots where they say, "We are not the Huns." Even though they're strange, I give these ads credit for being both unique and effective because we're still talking about them more than 20 years later. The intentionally cheap animation style is very of its time. Notice how the Spongmonkeys look and move like some flash animation cartoon you'd see on eBaum's World or Killfrog.com. You have to understand that back in the early internet days, things were different. Things weren't just sent to us. You had to find stuff. And stumbling upon some goofy little animation like this that you could share with your friends could keep you amused like all day. I've eaten at a Quiznos once or twice, like 20 years ago at this point. I remember them more for their ad campaigns. They have a history of doing some pretty out-there advertisements. They are not the weirdest thing that Quiznos has done in their advertising. They're not as strange as, for example, Sheldon from The Big Bang Theory sucking on a wolf's nipple.
What, were you raised by wolves? Yes.
Or this sexually suggestive toaster oven.
Scott, I want you to do something.
Not doing that again. I burned.
We both enjoyed that. Now I want you to introduce my greatest creation, the new Toasty Torpedo.
The new Toasty Torpedo?
Yes, Scott. You make one.
Me?
Put it in me, Scott.
From what I could find, there were originally 4 commercials in the Spongmonkey ad campaign. 2 of them were more generic and were probably used to launch the campaign.
We love these subs! 'Cause they are good to us! The Quiznos subs! We love these subs! 'Cause they are toasty subs! The Quiznos subs!
And the other 2 were about more specific deals that Quiznos was offering.
Subs are $1 off when you bring in a coupon! $2.99! Our favorite sub in now costs less than slice of toasty tasty ever!
Just for fun, why not? I'll show you how to play the Quiznos Spongmonkey We Love the Subs anthem. So, it's pretty simple. It's in the key of E. It uses the chords E major, A major, and B major, and C sharp minor. There's really 2 sections to it. One is... That's one. The second section is like this. And then back to the beginning. Repeat.
We like the subs, 'cause they are good to us. The Quiznos subs, they are toasty, they are ready to fight it, because they don't sell. We got a pepper bar.
That's kind of how it goes. So where did the Spongmonkeys come from? They were not originally made for these Quiznos ads. They originally appeared in a short web animation that Joel Veitch made called We Like the Moon.
We like the moon! Cause it is close to us! We like the moon!
It's basically the same thing. Same creatures, same animation style, same song. The only thing that's different are the lyrics, which are about how much they like the moon instead of Quiznos sandwiches. According to Joel's website, rathergood.com, We Like the Moon is described as the Spongmonkeys classic from 2002, which spawned the famous Quiznos ads of 2003. Even though the Spongmonkeys and their song about the moon predates YouTube, Joel has uploaded the original clip to his YouTube channel called Rather Good in November of 2007, and it's still up, and you can watch it right now. Part of the thing that makes the Spongmonkeys so memorable for me is the astonishing fact that they exist. According to this article, Quiznos says a guy from their ad firm received the clip We Like the Moon in an email from a friend and decided it was perfect for a new ad campaign. Imagine it's way back in 2002 and somewhere in Quiznos corporate headquarters, a meeting is called. Everyone gathers, they have morning coffee, and then this We Like the Moon thing starts playing, and then it ends and the room is silent, and he's like, This is the direction we're going with. This is what we need. This is that big marketing push you've been asking for. And his boss agrees, and then they go and make this. Like, I can't imagine that happening nowadays. The fact that Quiznos decided to go with the Spongmonkeys, to me, was honestly a smart move, as they were able to ride some of that wave of early internet quirkiness that was in the cultural zeitgeist as it was happening. Chief Marketing Officer at Quiznos at the time said that Quiznos needed to be dramatic with its airtime that they bought because they were relatively new at the time and had a smaller ad budget than their competitors. Quiznos was a brand that's still in its growth stage, and its main goal right now was awareness, i.e. water cooler talk. And just from my own experience, having been around in the early 2000s, people talked about the little sponge monkeys at school. I mean, not all the time. Maybe I was the only one talking about them. One of the key things about these ads is not only that you remember them because they're weird, but they're also very effective pieces of brand marketing. The lyrics actually tell the audience what to expect if they go to a Quiznos. We're told that Quiznos subs are tasty, crunchy, warm, and toasted. We're introduced to the concept of a pepper bar. The article actually ended up giving the Spongmonkey ads the grade of A. So what exactly is a Spongmonkey? No one really knows, but this article does speculate. They've been called gerbils with birth defects, Mr. Potato Rats, drug-addled castrato hamsters, and hell lemurs. That's going to be the name of my next metal band, hell lemurs. Whatever they are, they're clearly photoshopped, and if I were pressed, I would say the base element is a pygmy marmoset. Pygmy marmosets actually do kind of look like the Spongmonkeys, but let's hear it from the man himself. When asked what is a Spongmonkey in a 2022 interview, Joel Veitch said, "Who knows what they actually are? It's a bunch of this and that tossed in there, bits of textures from rabbits, and some quite substantial dental defects from humans. They're heavily influenced by strange-looking bears and tarsiers." If you Google tarsiers, look at the images, they actually do look a lot like Spongmonkeys, so if I were to bet, these were based on the little tarsier animals. And for a time, things were good. All was well in the world of Quiznos. The Spongmonkey ad campaign was doing great, and by 2007, they were the second largest sub-chain in North America behind Subway, with 5,000 plus locations. Sadly, nothing good can last forever, and over the next 7 years, Quiznos would face several existential challenges to its business. One factor was that Subway, their main competitor, also started toasting their subs, which was one of the main unique selling points of Quiznos. It was the only place you can go to get toasty subs. Another was the 2008-2009 Great Recession, which led to location closures. Another was this lawsuit where Quiznos and other franchises were sued over being forced to purchase food and paper goods from a subsidiary at above market prices. They were down, but they were not out. Quiznos was not given up that easily. The people needed their toasted subs. The brand was planning a major comeback. This included new menu items, new cooking equipment, and a whole new design for their locations. They were taking a gamble because all this was going to cost a pretty penny. Quiznos needed to call on an old friend for support. According to the man himself, "I didn't expect Quiznos to get back in touch, but I was so pleased they did. I was over the moon. My experience of the mayhem that was making these commercials originally was just unbridled joy. Really, really good fun, and I've really enjoyed the way that they've continued to have a life afterwards." And in 2023, when the world needed them most, the Spongmonkeys returned with another ad. Humanity rejoiced. All global conflicts paused in a fleeting moment of collective celebration as we got to see our favorite, whatchamacallits, work their magic once more.
We are back on the road. to Quiznos! We love the gas prices and public restrooms and the creepy billboards!
In the same interview, Joel was asked, what kind of future do you envision for the Spongmonkeys? Do you think they'll stick around? And Joel said, a presidential run. I'd love to keep doing stuff with them. They've got this boundless enthusiasm about them. That's really key. They're so positive. There's no negativity at any point, and I just really like that. I adore these little critters. I think the fact that the Spongmonkeys are indeed such positive, happy little creatures is part of the secret sauce in their success. I mean, look at them. Just look at them. They're adorable, these things. I like one as a pet. Okay, maybe not. Let's talk for a minute about the man behind the Spongmonkeys. They were created by a guy named Joel Veitch. I haven't heard of him before putting this video together, but from what I can tell, he seems to be a jack of all trades when it comes to creativity. He's a comedian, web animator, and musician. He's got his hands in a bit of everything. He seems to be a pretty cool, normal guy with a quirky sense of humor who's made a living off his art. According to this old archived interview I found, Joel said, "My mission is to destroy production value through swamping the online world with badly polished graphics." I like that. He runs what seems to be a creative marketing ad agency called Rather Good. On the website's About section, it says they began back in 2000 and they've done work for brands like BBC, MTV, VH1, Channel 4, Sky, eBay, Yahoo, Virgin, Barclaycard, Switch, Maestro, Nintendo, Sony, Lego, McDonald's, and of course, Quiznos. The more I looked up and learned about Joel and his career, the more respect I had for the man. I found this interview with him from the early 2000s. When asked what he plans on doing next, he said, Joel Veitch is currently planning world domination from a secret dome under the ocean, or spending another year or two in corporate wage slave hell, whichever comes first. According to this, before his animation career took off, he was just one of us, a guy working a corporate 9-to-5 kind of job. And through sheer hard work and creativity, he's managed to make a living doing what he loves. I definitely think you can see some of that joy in his work. What has Joel been up to lately? Same stuff, honestly. Looks like he's still going at it. I mean, good for him. And it seems like recently he's taken his work to the next level, as he is currently the showrunner for an animated family show on Netflix called Bad Dinosaurs. I'm glad to see this guy's still going. He seems like a real one here. Joel's work, including his Rather Good website and his commercial animations, made him somewhat of a notable figure when it came to internet and internet-related culture. Some of his many TV appearances throughout the 2000s include interviews on CNN.
These are called sponge monkeys, but a lot of people think they're rodents, actually.
Yeah, I think people have been quite confused about what exactly they are. The only thing I do know about them definitely is that they definitely like subs.
Fox News and Fox Business.
You've got a website, it's called rathergood.com. I went there. You've got hundreds of songs about all kinds of creatures.
His Axolotl song has been featured on G4's Attack of the Show.
It's awesome! Hey, that is awesome!
You love it?
That was great!
There was a news segment featuring Joel and his work on BBC Breakfast News.
The man who spent his evenings creating them here at his home in Hackney.
It really was a hobby that became a job. I was doing this stuff for fun and putting it out on the internet. And I think this is one of the big empowering things about the internet, is that you don't need any kind of infrastructure to distribute your stuff.
One thing I found that to me makes Joel's story even more interesting is that at one point he sued the Coca-Cola mega corporation and won. I mentioned at the very beginning that Joel is also a musician. He plays in a band called 7 Seconds of Love, and you can give them a listen on Spotify or Apple Music. In 2007, they were working on a song called Ninja, which was of course tied to one of Joel's animations, this time featuring dancing ninja kittens. Very early internet kind of stuff again. Apparently, fans of 7 Seconds of Love sent the band a South American Coca-Cola advertisement that was really similar to their ninja song. Really similar to the point where they basically just stole Joel's song and used it in an advertisement without asking. When he saw an online version of the Coca-Cola advert, he was filled with righteous anger because the whole work had been copied rather than one element, such as a melody or animation technique. Coke agreed to an out-of-court settlement and an undisclosed sum. Following the settlement, the advertisements have been taken off air and 7 Seconds of Love retain all the rights to their song. So Joel Veitch and his band write a song. The Coca-Cola Mega Corporation basically steal the song and the animation style, use it for an advertisement way far away from the UK in South America. Fans of the band see that, send it to Joel. Coca-Cola admits, yep, we did wrong, here's some money, you guys are right. They retain all the rights to their song, and then when asked about it, the Coca-Cola Corporation still had nothing but good things to say about Joel. The creative talent of 7 Seconds of Love is quite evident and we wish them all the best, said the company. Real victory for the little guy here. According to the article, Joel said that a substantial portion of the financial settlement would go to 2 British charities, while the rest of the money would be spent on the band. Well, that's about all I've got for today. If you stuck around to this point in the video, thank you very much. I appreciate it as always. Let me know if you'd like to see me cover any other type of early 2000s weird, nostalgic commercial stuff where you see that and go, oh yeah, what the hell was that? If you can think of any good examples of that, let me know in the comments. Maybe I'll do an episode on them in the future. All in all, I really liked covering the Spongmonkeys, probably more than I did Head On, because in general, they're just a lot more positive story. They're these happy little critters singing about how much they like Quiznos toasted subs. Whereas Head On was basically just a scam. It's a stick of wax, it's shady, snake oil salesman kind of stuff. Whereas the Spongmonkeys just really like sub sandwiches.
We love these subs! 'Cause they are toasty subs!
In honor of the Spongmonkeys, I'm going to go eat at a Quiznos when I'm done recording and uploading this video. Let me see where the nearest Quiznos is to me. Oh, there's one. Oh, it's permanently closed. All right, let's look at that one. Permanently closed. Permanently closed. They're really all closed. Wow. I know there's some Quiznos locations left, but there's none left in my state, apparently. Oh well. Until next time.